It just had gotten a little stuffy in my office.
And going live. Aha! Good evening, and welcome back to the Sunday Scaries, and welcome back to the Holler, as we return to Scarlet Hollow in part 6 of our series, with Hana Pengu. Hello! Okay, so, let's see if we can get that, maybe there's a handy recap that we can go through. And I think we don't need to do the full recap, probably just the last episode recap.
One thing that I might recommend, actually, is the notebook.
Oh yeah, good point.
The journal, because that tells you what you did for all the major decisions.
Haha. Okay. Oh yeah, it tells you. It reminds you what traits you have, which are in this run are talk to animals and book smart. Major decisions: refuse the boiled peanuts from the strange man on the bus. Like it.
Well, it's relevant because, do you have them to offer?
Right. Exactly. Met Dustin the opossum that lives in my dresser and made him a nest. Duke saved me from a mountain lion. Lost Gretchen to creatures in the woods and watched Stella put her out of her misery. R.I.P. F's in chat, etc. Oh, wait a second. Do I no longer have... Hang on. Unfortunate. I did not remember to resub to you, so I don't have access to your emotes right now.
Oh, which one were you going to do?
The eyes X'd out one.
Oh, yes. Boop. Oops, that was more than I meant to do.
Fair enough. Anyway, was picked up by Tabitha after my encounter in the woods, and the two of us saw a ghastly figure in the road. His name is Wayne. Tuesday. Found a sickly boot print in the garden. Brushed off Avery when they asked about last night. Visited Avery at the diner. And then went to the mines, talked to some miners. Saw teens sneaking in, warned Tabitha about it. And
Specifically warned Tabitha about the teens sneaking in, which is a thing you cannot do.
Yes. Which I'm sure is great.
You only spoke to one group of miners.
Yeah. It was pretty clear that we weren't getting anywhere.
Anyway. You do get more out of each group as you go.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Leah. Yes, Dustin is a major decision, and rightly so.
Exactly. You and checking in on him every day, I choose to believe, is at some point going to pay off, probably whenever Talk to Animals becomes relevant.
Indeed. Oh, and hi, Puka. Enjoy the lurk. How do we... Where's my Wednesday major decisions?
There should be a thing to...
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not seeing it. Okay, try going back and then clicking back in.
Maybe we have to go into chapter 4 first? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Episode 4 awaits, so you need to go past this into episode 4.
Okay.
And then it'll show you your chapter 3. That makes sense.
Would you like to see a recap before starting episode 4? Yes, the recap of episode 3.
There you go.
Alright, there we go. And I actually clicked on the right one this time, unlike last time. There are 2 of them now. Dustin and Mom. What happened to your glass house?
Asshole squatter move in. Kick Dustin Mom out.
As you're ready to leave, Janie approaches from the far side of the kitchen. Tabitha remains between the two of you, impatiently tapping her foot.
Oh, Charlie, before you go, I heard about what happened last night. I mean, I heard about it before Miss Tabitha mentioned it just now, and then I heard it again. I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry you got caught up in that. I'll be praying for Oscar and little Rosalina. They're such sweethearts. couldn't have happened to nicer people. Irish is the other place I end up with her a lot.
Makes sense. Yeah. Anyway.
Morning. No, sorry, that sounded too happy.
Yeah.
Morning. Is the new blend ready?
Of course. Charlie, if you would like to keep Miles company, Tabitha and I will just be a minute. Well, if it ain't Charlie, Bo. I say, Bo is Miss Scarlett's cousin. They were in there with Stella that night in the woods.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Charlie. My name is Bo. I'm Duke's boy. I didn't go British.
Good job. Oh, you've been faring better since all that unpleasantness.
Not really. They keep bringing me Jell-O. I love it here. But Dad, I miss you. When are you coming back? Oh, I get to do drugged out Rosalina.
I'm trying to adjust the levels to keep it from peaking for that, but yes.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. That's for me to adjust. Anyway, the nurses just need me to make sure your living situation is all squared away. Then I'll come and get you, Rosa. Just a few more hours.
Hey, is that...
Oscar practically jumps out of his skin as he turns and sees you. Oh, hey, Charlie, didn't you come in? Yep, he's a dog. You can tell this dog is the mayor from his little sash and his fancy top hat. There is a regal air about him, almost as if he knows the position of authority he's been elected to. Before you can catch up to your companions, you are intercepted by a nervous man with a cross around his neck. I'm Pastor Daniel. I take it you're Charlie? Everyone's been buzzing about you. I'm so sorry about your aunt, but I'm sure she's in a better place now. I guess they say aunt, but whatever. I don't remember how that accent thing shakes out, but...
And I mean, some people don't have it exactly the same as other people anyway, so...
Yeah, that's fair. Anyway, if you'd ever like to discuss your beliefs, my door is always open.
So it doesn't mention how you compared notes about talking to animals.
No, I guess that's going to come up more this time.
We can mention that.
Yeah. Again, we'll check the notebook in a second, but the basement is what you might expect out of a tortured artist who spends all of his time confined to his studio. Discarded canvases line its edges, while trash and sketches leak out from their piles in the corners of the room, hiding the bare cement floor. Ghoulish faces coat the walls in paint, sneering out there at their creator. I have realized that for the parts of my for the parts of the screen that are obscured by the microphone, which is like kind of this section here, I can read it on OBS instead.
Oh, fair enough.
Your mom is so scary. I'm doing Reese, I think, right?
You're doing Reese,
yes.
And I'm doing his mom.
Gotcha. She can be a little intense, kind of overprotective, which I guess makes sense. Anyway, make yourselves comfortable. You'll have to forgive the mess. I've been distracted lately. Haven't been cleaning much. Dinner is already laid out. Dinner rolls, spaghetti, and a light salad. Kanika anxiously picks at her food. Stella is nervously talkative, and Reese is suddenly quiet and tense. His shoulders tight as his mother perches on the chair next to his. Dr. Kelly eyes all of you with a sharp, fierce gaze. So we were talking about maybe watching a movie sometime this week while Charlie's still in town.
We'll have to see how you're feeling.
I can handle a movie, Doc.
Yeah, we'll just sit downstairs in the dark. Reese is used to that. I'm sure he'll be okay. You're always overestimating how much you're able to do, Reese. This is why you keep getting sick.
If I get sick, so what? It's not like that's ever gonna change. I'm sick every day, and I'm not getting better. I don't want to spend the last few miserable years of my life holed up in the basement alone just because seeing my friends has been deemed too strenuous. I'm an adult, for God's sake. I can't believe I have to ask permission from my mom just to have friends over. Reese stops mid-sentence, wincing in pain and wrapping himself in his arms.
Don't say things like that. I'm doing everything I can to try and fix...
Silence as Dr. Kelly's eyes shoot open.
Reese?
Reese abruptly pulls himself from the table and leaves. Hey, you're just in time. Rosalina's situated in the back room. Alexis is going to keep her company while we hopefully get this all sorted out. Hey, hope I'm not too late. Have I missed any creepy paranormal stuff? Oscar and Kanika startle as the door swings open.
Hang on, it's moving a little slow for me. Hold it. You're not taking my cousin along on any more of your little hijinks without me. Whoa.
Okay, switching, there we go. Now instead of looking at it in OBS, I'm looking at it in Twitch. I don't know if it makes a difference, but either way, we'll see. This is where I have seen it. It appears on top of the stain. Stella pulls back the carpet, revealing a hatch. The floor around it is stained in reddish brown.
I'm going for it. Wait, do you hear music?
Movement stirs as a figure cloaked in shadows rises to attention.
Stella?
Oh, I want to check something real fast, because there's...
Sure.
There we go. I was going to say, the sound, lack of sound is conspicuous, and I wasn't sure if that was just because there's no music in the recap or what. But I've upped the music a little bit. We'll see. Yeah, I think there just isn't any in the flashback. There you are. I would have found you sooner, but the resident clearly doesn't want me here. It doesn't seem to have the same issue with these miserable little parasites. Bottom feeders always manage to slip through the cracks, don't they? The sins of the father
Are to be laid upon the children.
one of you must forfeit. It doesn't matter which.
Bullshit!
You and Tabitha come to in a basement, a mound of packed dirt in front of you. Your friends are nowhere to be seen, though Sybil remains standing on the stairwell, as if she has been patiently waiting for you to get up. Ah, the spirit is gone and the two of you are back, and both of you are whole. I have to admit, this is quite an unexpected outcome. Excellent work, Charlie.
Sorry, I can't talk right now. See you later.
She hurries off down the road. Before I go, Sybil places a hand on your arm, holding you back for a moment. I'm sure you have questions after everything you saw tonight, but let's not get into it here. I think everyone could use a little rest and relaxation right now, yourself included. If you swing by the tea room sometime tomorrow, say early afternoon, you and I can have a little chat. I'll see you then, Charlie.
Clearly, she was yawning as she said it. Could be in character.
You don't even notice yourself entering the guest room and falling into bed. Suddenly, you're just there, buried under your family's musty covers. The spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. has been put to rest, but disaster still looms over the town of Scarlet Hollow. Still, tonight was a good night, and you fall asleep with a gentle, well-earned smile on your face.
Yeah.
Alright, one second here. Let me make sure everything is in order.
Are you checking the sound stuff again?
I'm trying to. I feel like there was one more thing I was going to look up, but I can't remember now.
Well, you were gonna look at the journal.
Yeah, in
But you
a
need to wake
moment.
up
Yes, I was
first.
about to say once I wake up. Oh yeah, I remember what it was. I was just going to comment again. What's in that roll top?
Oh, yep.
Headcanon. It's the ring from "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou." Anyway,
Sure, why not?
it took place in the South. It could be.
Sure.
Last night seemed so far away. You can almost pretend the horrors that you witnessed in the annex were nothing but a nightmare, chased away by the harsh morning light. An involuntary shudder runs down your spine. But your thoughts are interrupted by the buzz of your phone on the nightstand. Did I also check to see if that was my real phone? Of course.
Journal, though.
Yes, thank you. Waha!
And now there's a little arrow.
Hooray! Look at all of these decisions. I mean, we did just get the recap, but it is good to make sure that
Well,
all
yeah,
those things
but
are there. Finally took a shower
obviously
gets mentioned. I like that.
Yep.
Yeah,
Jamie,
amputated because of his
Austin,
foot.
Yeah.
Yep, Julius tried to steal Big
Oh,
Betty.
we found out about Julius. You visited Oscar during the hangout.
Yes. And the mayor. Yes, got to see.
And the pastor. And it seems that the pastor shares your special gift.
Yep,
That's
there we go.
where
That's the one we were
that
really
came
looking
up.
for. Oh, and the something hidden in the clinic. We got the call for it there.
Yeah.
Argued a ghost into unhaunting the library. Objection!
Objection.
Yes, very good. Return. Okay.
Maybe
Oh, I remember
it's
the thing I was going to...
Like she didn't
Okay.
just tell you to.
I have one very quick thing I want to look up in another screen before we begin. Give me just a moment.
Okay.
Okay, all set. Here we go. I hope you made it home okay. Haven't heard from Stella since last night. How about you? You check your messages. There's nothing from Stella. I mean, yeah, let's call. I know we won't get through, but it's the right thing to do. You dial Stella. Oh, never mind. Haha.
Hey, what's up? Just kidding. I'm not able to come to the phone right now. This is actually a recording of my voice. It isn't really me. Technology, huh? Anyways, leave a message. Or don't. I never check this thing.
The mailbox is full and cannot accept messages at this time. Never ever just text, hey, what the heck? Stencil a photo of a nervous puppet? What?
Oh, maybe it's the
Oh,
monkey
it's the
with
Kermit
like...
nervous one. Oh, okay.
Oh, that one.
You send a photo of a shaking frog biting his nails.
Oh, that one's cute.
You wait for a few silent minutes. Your message sits undelivered.
Undelivered?
Undelivered?
Yeah.
That means
Wouldn't that
she's...
only happen if your phone was... Or does it happen if their phone is also...
It would happen if they... Yeah, if they were out of range.
Okay.
But again, it's like you're getting into that whole thing of like sent versus delivered, and like that's more of a thing for email than for SMS. But I don't know. Oh my God! What if she's in trouble? What if she's hurt or worse? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm worried. We should go looking for her. Let's meet up in town as soon as we can. Looks like you have your morning plans in order. Okay, step 1. Talk to Dustin. You open the drawers. They both have a bread now.
Human is back! maybe changed mind about eating us. Could be the end of Dustin and Dustin Mom.
I could never eat you. I love you.
Dustin Mom know better than to trust. When push come to shove, survival more important than friendship. Dustin Mom spend too much time outside. It's different inside. There enough bread for everyone here. No need eat friends. Dustin still have childhood innocence. Hope Dustin get to keep that innocence forever.
I guess your glass house still has that squatter?
Tried to reclaim Glass House last night, but asshole squatter too big and strong. Dustin Mom stand no chance. Might have to live in Dustin House forever. Human big and strong too. Probably more big and strong than asshole squatter.
That remains to be seen.
You fight? Give Dustin Mom Glass House back? You're precious.
Can you tell me about the squatter? I want to know what I'm up against.
Squatter have big sharp things on head. Nasty attitude. Fast like bug, but big like monster.
Dustin shivers at Dustin Mom's description.
Mom brave. Human be careful, but Dustin Mom would be eternally grateful to human. Dustin too! They're precious. They're so precious.
I should get going. Hit him with the Commander Shepard. I should go.
Yep. Well, it's polite to say bye when you're,
Yeah.
Okay!
Yes. Agreed, Leah. They are great. That's that. Okay. Next, we check the closet to see if the creepy doll has moved. Uh-oh. There's no denying it. The doll moved at some point since your most recent visit. But your long-dead relative's creepy doll isn't the only thing that's different. Someone was in here. Something to mull over for the rest of the day. Great! Just gonna have that kicking around.
Could just be Tabitha. I'm sure it wasn't any creepy stalker Waynes or anything like that at all.
No, there's certainly not a Wayne-shaped opening in there for him to have perched and watched you sleep or anything.
Ooh.
Might as well take a shower before starting the rest of your day.
Especially now that you know that the water is clean.
You step into the guest bathroom and into the shower. It feels good to wash away the grime of last night's haunting, excuse me. But eventually you'll have to leave this place and confront the rest of the day. In the meantime, you, hang on. Take this opportunity to wash your hands with soap. There we go.
Yeah.
Anyway, alright, so there's the door in the clinic. I mean, like, clearly I will be going back there. Think about the afterlife. It's undeniably real. Think about Stella running off. That's pretty serious. Think about Rosalina's shattered leg. Oof. Think about Gretchen and Stella's face as she pulled the trigger. Yikes. Think about Sybil's warning. Think about Wayne. Think about someone special. Yeah, I mean, this is the only time we really get to think about someone special, so let's do that.
True.
Specifically, you think about... Where's our boy, Oscar, the handsome and shy town librarian? He really
One thing I really enjoy
fills
is
out
you
a tank
play-
top. Sorry, what?
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you play hot and powerful build, the obvious himbo or thembo or herbo,
Yes.
then you actually get an option in the shower to think of nothing. It's the hot and powerful build. Think of nothing. Head empty.
Yep. You just get to be the Todd, basically. That's the secret to why he's such a good surgeon, is he carries nothing into the drift. Anyway. He and his daughter finally have their house back, and nobody had to sacrifice anything to get there. You should pay them a visit today. You're done here. You turn off the faucet and dry yourself off. We go downstairs. It's time to face your cousin. find her in the kitchen, her shoulders hunched in a tight ball of anxiety.
They're striking. This week of all weeks. As if I didn't have enough on my plate already.
Sorry, Tabitha, but I'm with the workers on this one.
No, okay, my one thing is I really like the option that is like, normally I'm pro strike, pro union, but your mom just died. Like, could they wait until after the funeral at least? That's my stance.
I mean, it's hard to get a vote for a strike in the first place. They don't really have the luxury of being able to put it off when they get it, you know.
I guess, but...
But anyway. Now, on the other hand, if this is a wildcat strike and they didn't do that, that's a different story. But
oh, what?
If this is a wildcat strike and not union authorized, then it's a different story.
Oh yeah, they don't have a union. It's
well,
absolutely a wildcat strike.
Then it gets complicated in general, because then if they don't have a union, again, it's a different story. But if they were in a union and then striking without union authorization, then that's a problem. But if they're trying to get a union, that's different.
Yeah, it's complicated.
Yeah, anyway. Booksmart. If history is anything to go off here, it almost doesn't matter how strong the strike seems. This is Tabitha's battle to lose. There isn't a union in Scarlet Hollow, which means a proper strike isn't even legal. Yeah, see, again, this is like... laws about collective bargaining and collective action and things like that have gotten real messed up in America. So yeah, your cousin can do pretty much whatever she wants, up to and including hiring the Pinkertons to assassinate people, I'm sure. But anyway, she could fire everyone and wait them out, for instance, or pick and choose her targets. Yeah. Well, let's do that later. Let's talk about... Have you heard anything from Stella? I can't get hold of her.
No, but that's not exactly newsworthy.
What do you mean?
I'm sure she's just processing what happened last night. We weren't the only ones who were traumatized. No, she means that she doesn't exactly hear from Stella on the daily.
No, I was trying to respond in character, because the character doesn't know that, you know.
That's fair.
So, ghosts are real. Can't get over that. Yeah, we'll do that one.
I can. What does that actually change about anything? I still have a mine to run, and you still have a funeral to attend.
I mean, it does kind of change your entire outlook when you know that there is some sort of life after death. And it does kind of inform all of your future decisions, right?
Some people.
Right. Just saying. Oh, okay, I've never gotten this option before. It feels good, doesn't it? Getting rid of something our family left behind like that?
Sure, but you did most of the heavy lifting there.
Yeah, so you should feel pretty good about it.
Well, I mean, I think that's kind of good of her. She's not trying to take credit for something she knows she didn't do.
Right, but again, it wasn't like, hey, it feels good to have accomplished something. It's like, no, it feels good to have a weight off you. It doesn't matter who lifted it.
That's fair.
You know?
That's fair.
Anyway. Yeah, let's talk about the strike.
You
I mean,
the
yes,
option to
she
go in and see what the options are and then back out.
Yeah, but I was about to say, no, like, clearly she should sell both the mine and the estate to the municipality and then have them run it, but that's another matter.
Yeah, well.
Oh my god, the digits are not predicting the strike. Stop. Do you know what the strikers even want?
I haven't seen a list of demands. I'm sure it's just the usual.
You know, we don't want to die on the job. We want to get paid reasonably for the risks to our life we take every day that are inherent to the job.
I mean, it seems like the bigger problem is that they don't get enough days off.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big part of...
And also don't get paid enough.
Yeah, I mean, I'm counting, compensation in both forms.
I promise you that if any one of them were in my shoes for a month, they'd be singing a different tune.
False, because they would immediately sell the mine and the estate to the municipality.
Well, if they were in her shoes wearing that she had a toxic family relationship...
Right, no, if they had her...
into...
I was about to say, if they had her entire decision-making complex, then yes, anyone who has that would make the same decisions, because that's That's just like, I'm like, again, that's the full extent of if you
Well,
were
and
me,
she was
right?
literally brought up to believe that, like, this is all on her shoulders, and if she can't keep the mine running herself, the whole town is going to collapse.
Right, but that's more than just in my position, right? That's in my position and my
Yeah.
headspace. And yeah, when you
Fair.
say if someone was in my position and my headspace, of course they would do exactly what you would do, because at that point they are exactly you, right?
Yeah, I suppose.
Anyway. Pulled out this kid's mind the other day. That's a fair point. There is at least that. Fire all of them? No. After everything you've done for them that they didn't ask for. Yeah, I mean, you are in a difficult spot right now. Yeah. There's no, like, hey, you can hear them out at least. That is not an option, apparently.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's the just tell her how to handle it in terms of just give them what they want, but...
Well, no, but I mean, again, it's she doesn't even know what they want yet, so...
Right.
Yeah.
Gee, I hadn't noticed. Hopefully it'll all be over soon.
I mean, one way or another.
Honestly, it's probably not going to be a strong strike because it rarely is if she went back in for the kids. The strength of the strike can vary based on your playthrough. Anything from, like, what seems like all the workers to, like, barely any of them. There's barely any of them, all the workers, and there might be an in-between, I'm not sure.
Is this one going to get me in hot water with her?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not going to bother then.
She will be very cross and be like, well, what do you understand about family burdens, basically?
That you can get rid of them?
Nix ran off with your mom ran off. You know.
Again, you're already the end of the dynasty. You might as well be the end of the dynasty, right?
Yes, but she was, you know, very much not just raised, but, like, traumatized into believing that she must keep the legacy.
Right, right.
Alive.
Well, I'm just saying she hasn't produced an heir and a spare, so it's already going to end.
It's clearly, like, her, like, it's interesting because it's clear that she was trying to, and her mother was probably pushing her into that, but also didn't like it if she got too close to any of them.
Ooh. Anyway.
Yeah, no, it's gross. Super gross.
You probably should get going, right?
Yeah. I've dawdled long enough. Stay safe. No more hijinks.
As if I had a choice.
But let me know if you get into trouble, okay?
Tabitha slips past you, her heavy boots thudding down the hall as she marches away to face her employees. Time to figure out the rest of your day. Let's investigate the garden. Whatever kicked out Dustin's mom is in the garden right now. You better look into it before you head into town. The air is chilly today, the overcast sky hanging oppressively over the weed-choked flower beds. We didn't come out here to not investigate.
It's too cold. Nah.
You start carefully picking your way through the underbrush. It doesn't take much effort to find a path. Cuttings of prickly raspberry bushes and tangled vines litter the ground around the greenhouse. The glass house, one could say. You step toward the door. It's sealed shut by a lock, and you catch a brief glimpse of a horned shadow through the ancient clouded glass. Yeah, what am I doing here if I'm not going to talk to what's behind the door? Let's see here. Maybe they have a name. Let's find out. Hey, what's your name, little one?
Goat.
Yeah, I should have expected that.
I haven't totally nailed down. Well, I mean, Dustin had a name.
True, but Dustin was an inside creature.
That's fair.
What you doing in the greenhouse?
How does one do? I just want to give this one a specific type of accent that's hard for me to do. Human put me here. Can't complain. Pretty sweet digs, honestly. Stays nice and warm, and there's plenty of eats, too.
All right.
Not amazing at that accent.
Not bad. Did that human have a brown coat and big boots?
Coat like what, fur? Nah, not brown fur, yellow fur. Just on the top, like all you humans. Don't know what boots are, can't help you there.
Oh, a goat would know what a boot is.
Well, I mean, not by name.
How do they speak at all, right?
Yeah.
But yes. Where did you come from? Where did you grow? Where did you come from, little old goat?
Farm. Used to live with other guys like me. Kinda miss them, but not that much. Don't gotta share anymore.
Just so you know, there's a possum that would like you to leave. She was here first. This is her house.
Don't wanna leave. I live here now. She can deal.
Oh, you're gonna wish you didn't say that. Examine the lock. You examine the lock. It looks sturdy. You'd need some tools if you're gonna get this open. Maybe Stella or Kanika can lend a hand later. I guess I'll leave you to it then.
See ya. Or not. It's a wild world out there.
You've investigated
I was
the
going for a
garden.
Brooklyn accent, and I'm like, got most of the way there.
It is kind of generic old-timey New Yorkie accent. Yes.
Yeah. Vaguely what I was going for anyway, so
Yep.
sure.
You've investigated the garden. With Stella missing, it's best not to keep Kanika waiting for much longer. Talk to Frou
I'm
Frou.
gonna talk to Frou.
Yeah, doesn't take long. You walk over to the cat.
Oh. C'est toi. Qu'est-ce que c'est tu veux maintenant? Do you know enough French to read that?
That's what I say. C'est toi, it's you. Qu'est-ce que tu veux maintenant? What do you want now?
Yep.
Oh, I missed you last night, Frou Frou.
That makes one of us.
I mean, I don't think that Frou Frou's going to know anything about the stone carvings that are scattered around town, but I will ask anyway.
It's a funny response. I am not here to be your, comment dit-on, chien detective. Je suis no chat. I am here to watch you flail about in the darkness. Chien is dog.
Yeah, no, I know. Je suis un chat, yeah. Let's see here.
I am not here to provide answers to whatever mysteries confound your feeble American mind.
I'm not even going to mention the possums.
Yeah.
Nod respectfully to Frou Frou. She scoffs, her tail twitching with annoyance, but you can sense that she's less annoyed than she usually is. Maybe she's getting used to you. You turn away and leave Frou Frou be. Protect the possums. Again, security through obscurity. If we don't mention the possums, then she has no reason to find them.
It's fair.
Alright, we're going to go out in the town and take our chances getting food. You head to the front door and begin your trek to the town below. The sun shines down through a thin layer of clouds, illuminating the path in a watery gray light. You can't help but feel countless eyes watching you from the tree line, a feeling that reminds you of your time in the woods on Monday. Ditchlings shouldn't be out in the middle of the day, though. They're getting bolder. It's spot the ditchling time. We got one there, we got one there, we got one there, we got one there. Is there any down here that I couldn't see? I don't think so.
Doesn't look like it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any others.
To your surprise, you find a familiar face making its way up the path toward you. Hey, I was just coming up to see you. Hope you're able to get some sleep after everything that happened last night. I was up most of the night, totally wired on adrenaline. There's ditchlings everywhere now, even though it's daytime. There's one there, and one there, and one there. Avery turns to survey the tree line. I noticed a few on my way up.
I think I just put together a probable reason why Avery got cast as the entity. Because Avery is kind of still, to some extent, talks a lot, if you talk to them directly, about feeling like an outsider.
I was about to say they're the most outsidery except for you, right? And you have a blood connection, so.
Yeah, so they're possibly even more outsidery than you.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, no, I never really put that together until now, so I just wanted to comment on it.
Mm-hmm. They're kind of funny now that I'm getting a good look at them. With their scrunched up little Sharpay faces. Don't look in their mouths. So should I be worried about these things? I know they're a bad omen or something, but like, are they dangerous? They're not going to eat me if I take a wrong turn, right?
Well, you'll get an option to...
Yeah, not eaten, just used as an incubator, and that is probably worse. We don't know. They've only been using wild animals so far, but I wouldn't be surprised if they switch to larger prey soon. Or you could get attacked by one of those wild animals. I nearly did. An incubator, so they don't eat people? That's not so bad. I could handle a couple eggs under my skin. The animals don't make it out of the incubation stage intact. But they didn't have modern medicine on their side. I'm sure I could figure out with the help of a doctor or two and make it out relatively unscathed.
I mean, other than the mystical element, it's a fair point. Like, he could probably get it excised pretty safely. It's just a matter of if it affects the brain.
Well, no, I mean, and again, you got to do it quick, because what we saw was them massively distended and kind of ripped apart. Like...
Well, sure, but I mean, it would, like, leave scarring and be unhealthy, but, like, you could probably recover from it being most places on the human body.
Again, you'd have to catch it early. I think otherwise it would just be...
You would have to catch it relatively early, but even if it was a full size, based on the size that it was, like, on the chicken, a human could survive that in most parts of their body. The real question is, well, if the mystical brain affectation... Because Birdie seemed not okay. Like, I mean, we didn't see her with the thing removed. Maybe we will in chapter 5.
Anyway.
If you let Duke save her.
Yes. So anyway, maybe I'd even be able to let the eggs hatch instead of just having them removed. Why are you sounding like this?
No. It's because Avery likes the idea of weird and interesting experiences.
Avery's been corrupted by the foul taint of the warp. I don't trust it. It'd be sad to kill the babies, but at the end of the day, if it's me or them, I gotta go with self-preservation. Well, thank goodness for that, at least. Yes, indeed. Agreed. So gross,
you're
Avery.
not wrong.
You're right, Leah. All right. What? Yes, it is terrible to say that. Don't do it.
Well, it's, you know... I definitely have a character that said that.
Yeah, here we go. I was wondering when you'd finally say something really weird. I knew it would seem too normal to live here. Yeah, normal's boring. Hope that's not a deal breaker for our little friendship. Wink. Have you heard anything from Stella?
I think just comes naturally to them because they're hot. Hot is one of their traits.
Yeah, clearly. I haven't heard from her, though we don't text much, and I haven't checked in with Winnie to see if she came in for an early breakfast or anything. But if you haven't heard from her, well, that doesn't sound great. Seeing her like that last night was awful. She's usually so unflappable. How are you doing today? I'm great. With something like possession, I kind of feel like there are more upsides than downsides. Again, what? There aren't a lot of people out there who say they've been through something like that. It's a pretty cool badge of honor as far as I'm concerned. Roll right past that. Here we go. Can you get out of a meeting up to look for Stella? Do you want to come? Absolutely. I told Winnie I'd be coming in late today, so I've got time. I don't know how much time, though. From what I saw this morning, there's already a few miners holed up in there. They must be using it as home base for the strike. Oh, by the way, there's a strike going on. I'm not sure. I'm sure you already knew that, though. I have to imagine Tabitha would have told you this morning. Let's head to town. Yeah, good idea. You and Avery start back down the path to town. It isn't long until you once again...
Alright, and also, frankly, you're going to be having Avery and Kanika for a little bit, so I'm going to take this opportunity to go refill my water.
I was also going to take a quick BRB. I will be back in under a minute,
okay,
hopefully.
Actually, that also works.
Maybe exactly a minute. We'll see.
See you shortly.
Okay, I'm back. Right. I should at some point see if I can find the... if someone in Stream Elements has made the screensaver thing of the DVD video logo ping-ponging back and forth, but like for Twitch. I think that would be really funny, actually. Everybody could wait and see if it gets to the corner. But yeah. I will resume, and then Hanabengu can pick up in a moment. It isn't long until you once again find yourself on the main street of Scarlet Hollow. Charlie, you made it, and you picked up an Avery along the way. Are we both doing okay, like, emotionally? Yeah, I'm not too bad. That's good. I feel like I got crushed by a steamroller or something. My joints are all out of whack. I'm totally exhausted and super foggy. Mom's been insisting I caught a cold and I wasn't buying it, but as of this morning, I've come around. It's definitely something beyond exhaustion, even considering the ridiculously stressful week we've all had. But I'm not going to let that stop me from looking for Stella. Hoping in vain. Do you think there could be a rational explanation for all of this? Kanika sighs heavily. Rational? Sure. Rooted in the reality that until a few days ago I thought was devoid of all magic and supernatural stuff? No. Ghosts are canonically real. They can suck you into illusory dimensions and puppet your body like a fleshy marionette. Next thing you know, we'll find out there's a secret society of warlocks running the country and that angels are real. I'm reminded of the social media post someone made of being like, you gotta love conspiracy theorists for thinking there's a secret group of billionaires who are running the country as opposed to the very well advertised group of billionaires who are running the country. Anyway. You gotta admit, it's kind of thrilling, isn't it? Anything could be possible. Who knows what the new day holds for all of us. Welcome back. Can you hear me okay?
I can. I
Excellent.
return.
Good. It would be a little more thrilling if it weren't terrifying. All the magical stuff we've found so far just wants to hurt us. We need a magical being that's on our side. Where are the magical girls when you need them? So here's the thing.
It's not a magical girl property.
Well, no, I was just like, if magical girls are born from wishes, then witches are born from curses. And I'm pretty sure you went through a labyrinth last night. So.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, I guess we already have an animal whisperer, don't we? That's pretty magical. Wait, you can talk to animals? For real? When were you going to tell me? Wow, I'm gonna need you to tell me what every animal we meet is saying. This is too cool. You really took that in stride, didn't you? I take everything in stride. There's no better way to live.
Oh god, no, not that. She's the wrong kind of magical girl.
Aliens, indeed. Bless. All right, I'll do this one. Speaking of magic, I'm supposed to see your mom at some point today. Maybe she'll shed some light on things. I'm not sure what she's planning to tell you today that she couldn't have told all of us last night. Maybe she's gonna read your fortune. After last night, I wouldn't doubt that she actually could. Your mom's always had a bit of that Glinda vibe going for her. Is that the vibe?
Well, if you drink enough of her tea.
I was about to say more the mom from Get Out, but we'll get there. Yeah, maybe I should stop making fun of her for her whole new mage mystic thing. A lot's happened in the past couple of days. I need to take a page out of Stella's book and just block this stuff out. I need to be focused. I can't keep having all these existential crises. There'll be plenty of time for tea after we found Stella. Is someone minding the store while we're out looking for her? Screw the general store. Mom can deal.
Yeah!
Did I miss something? You good, Kanika? Oh, just some family drama. I'm sure I was going to take a sick day anyway. I just don't want to infect the entire town with whatever the cult this is. Instead, I'll just infect both of you and whoever else we come across while looking for Stella. Wear a mask!
Yeah.
I know this game was started before 2020, but it continues now, so...
Yeah, but they'd have to do a lot of... To add a mask to her sprite in every single scene in Chapter 4 would be a lot.
I'm sure, but anyway.
And it's also not, uncommon for people who aren't sure if they've caught a cold or not to just nod, because people didn't used to think about that.
In America.
In America, anyway.
In America. Alright, so yeah, let's not dawdle. I'm worried about Stella, and it doesn't feel right to be doing anything that isn't actively looking for her. Agreed. Let's get to work. Where to first?
I've always felt like Stella's house is the obvious first choice, but I mean, obviously you do you.
Let me see here. Yeah, I think Stella's house is the right choice. Let's go to Stella's house.
You gotta go.
Maybe she just never got out of bed. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Good place to start. Maybe she just slept in. That's what I'm hoping. I would have gone already, but I was kind of nervous about doing anything by myself today, just in case I ran into yet another horror from beyond the veil or whatever.
Fair.
Mm-hmm. You make your way towards Stella's house. Any of them around? I don't see any in this shot. Kanika knocks anxiously on the door. It creaks open.
Oh no.
Oh no. I'm not from around here. Is it normal for people to leave their doors open? I've left my patio door open on occasion, usually when I'm home, but I've had squirrels take that as an invitation one too many times and bust in to take a few bites out of my plants. So even I keep my doors closed. Wow, not even the screen door shut?
Well, he might not have had a screen door.
I guess. In the south?
I mean, see, the door right there doesn't have a screen door.
Well,
So
I mean, yes,
their
but
door might also not have.
it's not a... Well, anyway, yeah. We won't... Yeah, sorry. Patio doors, I'm like, do they even make them without a screen? But anyway.
I've seen sliding glass patio doors that don't have a screen.
Okay. That's the thing, as I was about to say. I've never seen one that didn't have a screen unless it was an interior ones for some reason. But Anyway, it's bad enough to go after everything in the community garden, but to come into my house and help themselves to my precious little leafy babies, the squirrels of Scarlet Hollow are my only true enemies.
Yeah.
You could offer to negotiate, but never mind. And Stella would definitely know better than to leave her door wide open like this, especially considering the ditchling situation.
Wait, offer to negotiate with the squirrels?
Well, yeah, you can talk to animals. You can be like, hey,
Oh, your
get out of here.
character could offer to negotiate. I mean, to be fair, the squirrels would probably just say, nah.
Well, then you just be like, all right.
Because you can talk to them doesn't mean they listen to you.
Well, no, but you can be like, all right, after this, anyone trespassing will be shot. And they will understand what that means because you can talk to them.
That might work, yeah.
Not call police. F the police. Alright, we should go in. Cool, I'll be brave and go first. Avery casually steps over the threshold into Stella's house. Whatever happened to Stella, it doesn't look like it happened here. Doesn't look like there was a struggle or anything, unless it happened in another room. Or maybe someone or something caught her off guard. You didn't have to add that last part. I'm going to forget that you said that and just be thankful this doesn't look like a crime scene. What's up in the kitchen? Stella's kitchen is slightly messy. A couple of cabinets are hanging open, and a loaf of bread sits on the counter by a used butter knife. Seems normal to me. Now, I'll say, is Stella's kitchen normally this messy? I wouldn't call this messy. It's a little messy. If this is a little messy, I don't want to know what you'd call my room. Do you have food out? Just chilling? Because, like, never mind.
Yeah.
I wasn't judging. There's nothing wrong with a little mess. Or a lot of mess.
I can't talk. Like, I just have this thing of orange peels sitting on my desk.
We're getting off track.
Sorry.
That's fine. No, that was a line in the thing. So.
That was, yeah, no, I realized after I said sorry. Wait, no, that was it. Oh my goodness.
Okay. Stella's house has always felt a little sterile to me. This feels a little too lived in, if that makes sense. And maybe that's just because I've only ever been over when she was already expecting me. Maybe this is a rare peek behind the curtain of the real Stella. The real Stella should call her friends and let them know she's okay.
Fair
Check
point.
on her room. You make your way down the hall to what you assume to be Stella's room. She's not here. Hey. Oh, there's a thing of pugs on the wall. Aw. Yeah, let's investigate
There's
what we
only
see here.
one thing that bothers me about Stella's room,
Yeah?
and that is if you talk to her about Tetanus Lake, she talks about having grabbed a can or bottle or something from there and put it on in her room. And nowhere in her room do I see any evidence of the can or bottle from there.
It could be under the bed.
where's it?
It could be in one of the drawers. It could be one of those drawers. It could be under that
That would be
blanket.
a weird place to put it.
Again, it could be. It could have
I mean,
been
like,
on the
she said
chair.
it was she put it up on something, that she had it
Wait,
like displayed.
What's that can?
That just looks like it's an open, recently drunk thing. Like how she has a
Okay.
couple mug, or no, a mug and a styrofoam cup on the other side.
Well, we can only assume that this isn't every angle of the room, and that there must be
I
a
mean,
part of it
that's
that we
true.
can't see,
It could
right?
be on her other bookshelf that's in the left bottom corner next to the
Mhm.
Gretchen pug.
Yeah, or on whatever is the opposite wall to that one that we can't see. The fourth wall, if you will.
Yeah, true.
Though it's a little untidy, it's the sort of untidiness that accumulates when someone doesn't often have guests in their bedroom. There aren't any signs of violence. I'm realizing I'm playing this like it's a level in unpacking, and I'm like, what can we determine about this person's life and personality traits by looking at the stuff in their room? Mothman!
Well, I mean, the cryptid plushie is cute as heck.
Yeah.
Oh, she has the thing of dog treats on her bookshelf. That's real sad.
Yeah, there was a nice framed picture
Uh,
of Gretchen in the kitchen.
She's a bit cluttered. She's probably got the ADD.
I'm loving the string board here that extends all the way out beyond the
Yeah.
boundaries of the thing. But yeah, posted notes on the
Several references to
monitor.
cryptids. But yeah, honestly, between the post-it notes on the
Overflowing
monitor and
wastebasket.
the lack of organization, I'm
At
just
least
like,
2
if Stella
beverages.
doesn't have ADD,
Yeah.
like, I would be shocked.
We're missing a third beverage, but that's okay. Maybe that's a water bottle that
Yeah,
she has
there
with
are
her.
3.
Well, there's a bunch of
No, because
opened
see,
cans, but
there's
they're all the same. You know. Actually, we have
there's
two
open
types.
can, mug, and styrofoam cup.
That's for pens, though. You can see.
Oh, I thought that was like an old styrofoam cup that was drunk out of. But no, I missed the pens.
Okay, fair enough.
But anyway. Oh, also, sick gaming rig down there. It looks like.
Yeah. Got the glowies.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess she needs to have one for video editing, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
But I mean, that doesn't mean she doesn't game.
Well, right, but I'm just saying, like, although, yeah, so no
But
signs
yeah,
of
that's
violence,
probably for
etc.
primary use.
Alright. I'd better not hear a single comment about this room being messy. I wasn't gonna say anything. Check her computer. You go to check Stella's computer. Oh, no, I'm not sure we should be snooping on her computer. Isn't that an invasion of privacy? We already broke into her house, right? For all we know, there could be some sort of clue on there, like a note detailing exactly where she is. We didn't break into her house. The door was left wide open. Oh, hello, Artemisia, by the way. Maybe the computer was left open too. With, Google Maps open to a destination or something. Stranger things have happened.
It's actually a good point.
Exactly. If there isn't a password, maybe we're supposed to take a peek. Maybe we'll find the first note in an elaborate scavenger hunt that she set up overnight. Or if the password is post-it noted to the thing.
But...
Check under the keyboard, right? Sure, snoop away, but I'm not going to take part in this. I'll just be over here standing in the corner of the room, not looking over your shoulder.
My computer that you can find my password.
Indeed. Likewise, in fact. Let me know if you find anything. Stella's desktop is horrifically cluttered. There are simply too many files and folders here to fit on her monitor, and they overlap each other in a chaotic, multi-layered display. Yeah, ADHD, perhaps? I like the one here that says, "Nice try, Mr. FBI," on the external webcam. You can just unplug it. Aw.
Yeah, but she might want to be able to just take it off when she needs it.
Mm-hmm. Dad photo.
I think putting a post-it note on and off would actually be a lot easier than unplugging and unplugging it.
I mean, and again, also if you're concerned about that, like that looks like the kind you can just swivel in a different direction. The audio is a bigger concern and harder to worry, and harder to do anything about. But again, different concern. I like here attempts to draw the cool S. No.
Yeah.
No. No. Yes.
Yep.
All right. Oh, how do you find anything on here? You don't. Come on, let's go. It's called Alt-Tab / Window Tab. Sift through the chaos. Ooh, this is a new option. You spent plenty of time with computers and are more than capable of sifting through the chaos of a messy desktop. One folder catches your eye. Boring tax stuff. Ah, here's the smut. Years of helping friends with their computers have made you all too familiar with this folder. See also the fonts folder. Boring tax stuff never contains boring tax stuff. For that matter, it never contains anything related to taxes, and its contents are never boring.
For what it's worth, I actually do have a folder that is labeled tax documents, and it is legitimately tax documents.
Sure. Let's see here. Kanika's right. You shouldn't look at things on there that won't help you find Stella. And whatever's in boring tag stuff is the sort of juicy content that will do nothing but distract you. You close the folder.
It's not. Yes, it's not responsible, and you shouldn't do it because that's really snooping on someone. But it does have some really cute pictures of Tabitha.
Aww. Yeah, no. Again, character wouldn't do it, but other folks who, and indeed you've done runs where you know what it is and you can say. So thank you for that.
Oh yes, I have a street smart, vaguely criminal character who's just like, privacy with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a thing that, like, if I can bypass your security, I get to see it.
Exactly. All right. Check search history.
I like that character.
You check Stella's search history. She hasn't visited any websites since Tuesday night. If she came home after last night's incident, she didn't touch her browser. Aside from the expected searches for Tommy Knockers and Ditchlings, looks like she's been playing a lot of Sarah McLachlan. Aww. No.
Aww.
Sad.
Aww.
Okay, I take it back. This is way too personal. I'll just join Kanika in the corner while you wrap things up. See, I told you so. That's that.
That's usually what Avery says if you open the boring text stuff.
I'm sure.
Maybe it's because of the Sarah McLachlan.
I was going to say that's the very personal part, I would imagine. It would take you all day to count the number of open tabs in Stella's browser. There exists a browser extension called the Great Suspender. I recommend it to people. It turns your tabs into bookmarks for you. That way, if you lose your tabs, you still have them as bookmarks.
I would never remember to go into the folder.
I mean, like, generally people forget about the tabs too, but it's like, well, if it was important enough for you to be able to remember to go back to, etc. I am a person who can't handle more than 4 tabs open at any given time. That's way too much for me.
Jeez.
So
I am looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tabs across 2 browser windows right now, and that's just for the Twitch, your stream, and the guest star screen.
Yeah, no, I spent too much time with a work computer that couldn't handle more than 4 tabs open. That I got trained on, like, just like constantly swapping what the 4th tab was and having to X out and go back into stuff.
I mean, I'll say I do actually close my browsers sometimes, and I don't have like 50 bajillion like that. But I do have a lot of tabs across 3 different sign-ins for the same browser.
Anyway. So numerous are her tabs that you can't see a single icon. A sea of rounded, featureless triangles from Windows Edge to Windows Edge.
I don't think I have any that are in that stage right now, but I've done that before.
Her most recently opened tab is a post on Uncle Carl's Bigfoot Farm, a forum for cryptozoology enthusiasts. You've visited Uncle Carl's Bigfoot Farm in the past. Despite the name and despite the fact that the posters call themselves Carl's Big Feet, the community takes itself very seriously, and it's one of the more consistently active cryptid boards on the web. The post in question is titled, "Something Big is Happening in Scarlet Hollow." From Hidden Appalachia. Hey everyone, I was out chasing a skunk. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, this is Stella, so... Yeah. Hey everyone, was out chasing a skunk ape sighting the other day, and I found these weird little guys. My friend's mom says there's something called ditchlings, but I've never heard of them before. Anyone have any good leads?
Camera isn't shaky enough. This is totally staged. Clean footage and some sort of cryptid nobody has ever heard of except for your friend's mom? The only thing I'm seeing when I Google ditchlings is some city in England. Thought you were legit. Guys, since when did high-quality footage count as anything other than actual evidence? These things are terrifying. Since every low-budget horror movie started doing guerrilla marketing, I smell an ARG. Shut up, Gary! Nobody likes you.
I'm serious! I've got a ton of extra footage. Look at this nest! They've been doing something to the animals in town, and they're apparently some sort of bad omen, like Mothman.
Okay, I'm listening. I love me a Mothman. I believe you. Lucky you're falling right into her lap. I don't trust YouTubers. They're entertainers, not scientists. Shut up, Gary. The thread continues into the next day.
Hey, okay, so one, this isn't an ARG. I would never. And two, you're not going to believe this, but we went into an abandoned mine last night to investigate things, and I'm pretty sure we found some Tommy knockers. Listen to this knocking we managed to catch on tape.
There is a link to an audio file entitled Tommy Knocker's Real.wave. Just because you put the word real in your file name doesn't mean they're real. Also, it didn't have final brackets 2 in there. So how can we trust it? Okay, hey, mod time. Just a second here.
Yeah. On it.
Nice, thank you. Taking out the trash. Okay. 2 supernatural events on back-to-back nights? This is so fake. I can't believe I bought into that River Runner hype. You're so full of it. Artemisia, an actual scientist, rings in the chat to say no one on the website is a scientist, I'm pretty sure. YouTubers are always going to sell out to big indie horror. This is Kidnapped by Aliens all over again. Ah, yes, big indie horror, a thing that is definitely real and exists in the world. Also, lol, doughy white things and now loud popping noises. This is definitely an ARG. Did you sell it to Pillsbury? Oh my god, I get it. Oh, that's stupid. Alright, shut up, Gary.
A little funny. I mean, still shut up, Gary, but it's a little funny.
Stop cyberbullying her or I'm gonna call the mods. Locking this thread and giving everyone a 7-day ban. No cyberbullying and no self-promo. The thread ends. Alright, I think we've seen enough. Thank God. No, clearly she went to go murder Gary. Like, that's what's going on, right? Oh, I got the Hacker Minute achievement.
I mean,
Snoop
the
on
fact that
Stella's
she
computer.
didn't... Oh, yeah.
Sorry, you say.
I was just gonna say, the fact that she hadn't opened any browsers since the previous night is really the more relevant information.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. I don't think there's any clues here.
There was a struggle in here. Oh my gosh, have you been into the room of somebody who is either generally disorganized or particularly has executive dysfunction in an ADD fashion?
Have I?
No, I just mean like whoever would choose.
Right.
This
Well,
room is so messy. Do you think there was a struggle?
I mean, that sounds like somebody who has true crime brain, you know.
I mean, yeah, I suppose that's fair.
Anyway, I don't think so either. This is what her room's been like for pretty much the entire time I've known her. The only thing that's changed is the computer getting a lot fancier. Yeah, she got that gamer rig. It could use a few more houseplants. I'll put together some trimmings after we found her. Aw, she still does those corkboard with string things. She loves putting the strings on there. I don't think they actually mean anything, but they're more for decoration anyway. I love a string board game. I've got one more yet to play on stream. Someone gave me Shadows of Doubt for Christmas, so. And at some point I still have to play Alan Wake 2, but like that's a whole other kettle of fish. Anyway, leave. You turn to leave Stella's house. Okay, so maybe she came home last night. Maybe she didn't, but she's definitely missing. I thought I was overreacting this morning. I hope she would just be sleeping in. I can't believe she's actually missing. We'll find her. Where to next? No, we're not going to the cops. F the cops.
No, but if you go to the cops, you get interesting plot. And then you find out that it was a waste of time. So it's not like it's propaganda.
Do we get to go to all of them, or do we only get to go to a couple?
We can go to all of them, every single one.
Okay. If we can go to all of them, I'll
You're
go to it.
limited. Yeah. You are limited if you had years taken from you.
Right.
And slightly less so if you did that and had powerful build. But if you didn't, then whatever else happened, then you can do all of them.
Indeed.
Typically.
Artemisia has it right. We should go to the cops, right? Are you sure? Nothing against the officers of Scarlet Hollow, but you've met them, right? You think it's worth the trouble? As unhelpful as they are, we are dealing with a missing person. That's cop stuff. It's probably going to be more of a formality than anything, but there's no point in not covering all our bases.
And this is why I want you to go to the cops.
Oh my
So
gosh.
you can hang out with
Duke and Bo.
Callaways. Yep.
The police station is exactly what you would expect from a town the size of Scarlet Hollow. It smells strongly of coffee
Oh,
and
and
faintly
also,
of...
Alright. I shouldn't have interrupted mid-thing. Finish reading the descriptor.
It smells strongly of coffee and faintly of aged furniture and paper, and the general tidiness speaks of a department that doesn't get much of anything done.
Another indicator that the strike isn't that strong, all three of them are there. If you have a stronger strike, then two of them go down to keep an eye on things.
But you're also not alone here. You enter to find Bo and Duke standing between you and the officers behind the desk. Now listen here, Hugby. Big Betty was set to win a blue ribbon, so don't you go tell me she was just a pumpkin.
We worked real hard to get her that big. Raised her up from a seed. It's just not fair, officer, sir. I do not have that accent right now, but I'm working on it. Trying. Doing my best.
So this is Sheriff Earl?
No, that's, Earl is the one next to him.
This is Sheriff
Old
Earl.
one.
Gotcha. I understand that and all, but I just don't see what y'all want us to do about it. That's... Wait,
Deputy
that's Deputy Derrickson?
Derrickson.
Okay.
I believe so, yeah. Derrickson is
Yeah.
the one standing.
Yeah, and then the last one is the other one.
Earl, the sheriff is the old dude, and then, yeah.
Right now, it's the third one who I give the Patrick
Franklin
Warburton-esque
is the third
voice
one?
to, so...
Yeah.
Just trying to remember who's who. I know y'all cared a lot about this pumpkin, but as it stands, this simply isn't a job the police can help you with. Now, if you were able to find some kind of evidence that Julius or somebody else stole this Big Betty of yours, then you could get a lawyer involved and take it to small claims court. Dang it, Deputy. I ain't finding evidence what y'all supposed to be good for. That Julius has been stealing what was rightfully belongs to the Callaways for all his life, and you folks ain't done a lick of policing to put an end to it.
I told you we was better off handling this ourselves, Daddy. I'm talking too fast.
I can't hear that line.
Talking slowly.
That's a line that should end with a clack, but it doesn't here.
Oh.
Are you all talking about Big Betty? Seems Callaways here lost a considerably large pumpkin. We ain't lost crud, Earl.
You can't lose what's been stolen, and we already know who did it. We saw Julius eyeing her yesterday.
Something that is stolen is lost. That's why anti-shoplifting measures are called loss prevention. Anyway. Look, I feel for you, I really do, but that's circumstantial at best. And even if it wasn't, you know yourself that there isn't a clear property line. Hey, I remember this from historic buildings of Scarlet Hollow. The Tremaines and the Callaways have some land, split some land between them after a rift in the family, right? Did you now? Weird bit of local history for someone to decide to write down. It ain't even interesting. But you could say that. Or you could say the Tremaines suddenly decided half the property was theirs and theirs alone.
They just couldn't get along with our side of the family. Anything that grew on their side of the property line belonged to them, and they didn't let us Callaways touch none of it.
All this happened generations ago, but they kept it up all this time. Neither one of them wants to be the one to finally bury the hatchet. Hubby, don't you start. You know as well as I do there ain't no point in talking to that rat, Julius.
I just wish he weren't such an angry man. I can abide by living next to somebody you ain't friendly with, but stealing just for the sake of it is low.
You know, I haven't seen him since Tuesday. He's usually in the diner every day. Even if he didn't take Big Betty, it might be worth doing a welfare check. I think you mean wellness check, but okay.
Well, yeah.
Alright, let me speak in plainer terms. Everyone knows that Julius Tremaine's land is booby-trapped all to hell. It's just not worth it. That's so? So you've just been giving me and my boy the runaround all morning? I don't have to answer that question. Helpful. So he's got some traps on his property? That never stopped me from visiting. Yeah? You kids, Avery? Because I've got 2 teenage girls at home. Hubby's got grandkids. Franklin's got, well, the mayor, I guess. Oh, yeah. I'm not about to risk getting my head blown off over a pumpkin. Some friggin' cops you are.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, honestly, the only reason they're not as bad as some cops because they're just so ineffectual. It's almost better that way. It's got to be something.
Just saying, I'd love to see them have that kind of cowardly streak when it comes to striking workers, you know?
Meatheads.
Anyway, that's right. If there's some sleeping dogs, you learn to just let lie. I've been Scarlet Hollow's sheriff for over 20 years now. You don't hold a position like that for long without learning a few lessons on temperance and moderation and how to be a coward. What good's a sheriff who won't do his job? This is lawlessness.
If I may, sirs, ain't that a mite bit cowardly of you? I thought police officers were supposed to be brave.
Man, you haven't been paying attention. Never mind. I don't want to get too dark.
Yeah, look, ACAB, Artemisia said
Right.
it. We all know it.
I was just going to make a comment about police officers posted in schools and all the good they've done. Anyway. Not the ones that live very long, son. Yeah, about that. Look, I've been to Julius's 100 times. I can tag along to make sure nobody gets hurt. That's a mighty kind offer, but let's give it another day. There's no need to escalate things when they might just resolve themselves. Tomorrow, Earl, or I'm running against you next election.
And that's how I know that Callaway Tremaine stuff is going to come up next.
Indeed.
Next chapter.
So yes, Artemisia, it is Sunday Scaries, but it's supposed to be that the monsters are monsters on Sunday Scaries and not just man's inhumanity to man, when possible.
Yeah.
It's like the Magnus Archives. The monsters are other things, typically. Oh my gosh. That is a weird question. Alright. Well, Stella ran off last night and she's still missing. She isn't at home and none of us have heard from her. She what? She what now? Oh, that's just our Stella, always running off. I wouldn't worry too much about it. She'll turn up. This is different, Earl. You know I wouldn't be up here bothering you if it wasn't important. Yeah, for one thing, someone threatened her last night. He's been trailing Charlie since they got to town, too. Here we go. Why did we even come here? This is useless. We had to do our due diligence, and now we have. Isn't there supposed to be paperwork we should fill out? Like a report for you fellas to file? Oh, there's no need for all that bureaucracy. We like to keep things simple around here and not leave a paper trail of our gross incompetence and malfeasance.
Yeah, about what I was thinking.
We know to keep an eye out for her. Let's just get going. Well, no one can say we didn't try. Let's keep looking. Have a good one, officers. Same to you, kid.
Yeah, no, the only reason I go there is because I like getting the stuff with
Yeah,
Duke
yeah.
and Bo, or just Bo if Duke isn't around.
Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, well, that was a total waste of time. It wasn't a total waste of time. We had to find out what's been going on with Julius. He's been missing from the diner for a few days. It's weird. He usually comes in every single day. Maybe he's preoccupied with ditchlings? I just hope he's okay. Where to next? Alright. Let's do Oscar and then the church. Yeah, I'll do Oscar. And that's easy on you.
Right back again. It shouldn't be very long.
That's fine. These are characters I do anyway. So.
Yeah, I mean, feel free to keep going until you get to like a Rosalina line.
Yep. I hope nothing else happened after we all went home last night. They're so brave for sleeping in that house after everything we went through. I mean, it's like the safest it's ever been. I'd rather sleep in the woods with the ditchlings than someplace that was that haunted. Yeah, but it's not that haunted anymore. Your mom said it's safe, and I'm inclined to believe her. Why would she lie? Why, indeed? But maybe not about this. But how would she know that? Magic, probably. But there's only one way to find out. Let's go. Ah, achievement unlocked library card. Visit Oscar in the library in episode 4. Morning light streams in through the library's large windows. In the bright daylight, it's once again a place of comfort, all menace having fled in the wake of Charles Shaw Jr.'s departure. No ghost, thank God. I was not up for an encore. Yeah, it's gone, just like your mom said it would be. You can't help but overhear the murmurings of an intense conversation coming from the mayor's office. It's a ghost, Artemisia, thank you. Alright. Or rather, the murmurings of an intense animal conversation. Leave politics to the dogs, Ebenezer. No, okay, let's see here. Investigate the conversation. You start making your way upstairs toward the mayor's office. The mayor has an office? Adorable. Hey, where are you going? A small gang of dogs holds court in the mayor's office. Most of the dogs quietly watch from the sidelines, but 2 of them, a sheepdog and a basset hound, are in heated conversation with Mayor Jimmy. Their tags read Scraps and Daisy. Scraps is here! Okay, and now we wait. Puppy Council indeed. Hanapengu, whenever you are ready.
I returned just in time.
Yes, indeed.
Just in time for the dog mayor stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like you've all sorted this out. I don't see what you need me to do about any of it. Sorted? Things ain't sorted till this town is safe. Now, actually, I kind of feel like Scraps should have a southern accent because he's a local boy.
Yeah.
Sorted? Things ain't sorted till this town is safe. Now, we may have got the beginnings of a militia together, but there are plenty of pets out there who are still ill-informed about these things crawling out of the woods. You're the mayor. They'll listen to you. Just tell them to stay inside until it's handled. Listen, Scraps, buddy, I hear you, but the last thing we need right now is anarchy in the streets.
I love that he's just the mayor from Jaws, but a dog.
It's no use. How do I do it? I almost feel like she should sound a little like Gretchen. It's no use. I told you he'd be bullheaded. He's always bullheaded. Always the sore loser, aren't we, Daisy? Things are fine. Nobody has to worry about a thing.
The mayor pulls himself away from the conversation to acknowledge you.
Oh, ho, ho, I remember you. You're that out-of-towner from yesterday, the speaker.
The other dogs murmur amongst themselves for a moment and then turn to face you. I like that one. That one just got your number. Also, the Chihuahuas got your number, too.
I'm sorry you had to see this little display. Politics can get so messy.
Good doggos. Let's see here.
They do respond positively to that if you want to say it.
Yeah. Good doggies. Aw. It's the before and after someone says good dog to them.
Mhm.
Very good indeed. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Ah, yes, I am a rather good boy, aren't I? Well, maybe not you. You call me a good dog? Daisy, good dog?
Daisy's tail wags excitedly before she regains her composure.
Sorry. I just love to hear it. Isn't that so precious? I like fictional dogs a lot better than real dogs. They don't yell at me and bite me and jump at me.
Yeah, I mean, it varies from dog to dog. I did feel like that in my youth, but I've met some very good dogs since then, so.
And I mean, I have met dogs that I can like be in relatively close quarters with without freaking out, but it's rare.
Sure. I think Hugo counts as one of those. Hugo is a very good dog. I don't know if you know Hugo
I
at all.
don't know if I've met that one.
He's a corgi. Okay, you would know if you met him. He's a sweetheart. Anyway.
Oh, wait, um
It,
is that a dog I might have seen at a LARP I was at?
yes.
'Cause
Or
I
at
do
a
remember
social
a
gathering
corgi
with
at
a
a
bunch
LARP
of
I was
with a bunch of LARP friends, that kind of thing.
Yes. No, I did appreciate I saw that dog off its leash and it wasn't running around anywhere or barking at anyone. And even so, its owners were super nice, and as soon as they saw me coming, they immediately put it on a leash, and
He's
because they know that I am afraid of dogs.
he's a very good boy
And
and
I
very well
appreciate that.
behaved.
That was very kind of them.
Yes. He's not only
It
the
was a
kind.
nice change from
Yes, from various other dogs, indeed. But anyway.
it was yes. Not only is it a very calm dog, it's respectful owners who are very
Yes.
like, understanding and sympathetic of people with dog phobias,
Yes.
as opposed to others who have
Yes.
way worse behaved dogs and yet still get mad when I'm scared of their dog.
Yes, quite so. But anyway,
No one I'm close to, thankfully.
yes, indeed. Are y'all some?
Anyway, fictional dogs,
Yes,
adorable,
y'all some kind of
wonderful.
dog militia? Did I hear that right?
Yeah, I suppose you could say that. When the town's illustrious leader abandons his kind, it's up to us common folk to band together. Trying to go for a little bit Southern Belle, but also the old lady.
Mm-hmm.
Daisy, please. I'm not abandoning anybody, dog or otherwise. You're all blowing this invasion story completely out of proportion. Everything is going to turn out just fine. If everything turns out just fine, it's because the rest of us protected those who need protecting.
Have any of you seen or smelled Stella, Gretchen's human friend? She's lost and we're trying to find her.
Oh dear, poor Gretchen. We heard about what happened to her. To think those awful creatures could get a dog whose human cared about her so much. It just goes to show that we've got to look out for ourselves if we're gonna survive. If the humans can't save us, we'll have to save ourselves. Yes, I get it. You're all very upset, but what do you expect me to do about it? Shut down the town? What about the economy? Do you even know what economy is, Jimmy? Or are you just throwing around fancy words you've heard the humans say?
That one insurance commercial where they're talking to the kid about the economy. It's like, what's an economy? And they're like, what isn't the economy? Am I right? No, but seriously, what is it?
Of course I know what the economy is. I know all about economyism.
Yeah, checks out.
Oh, good, because I've never understood a lick of it when humans talk about economy. I just figured out it was a made-up word they all yell at each other when they want to stop talking. So, please, enlighten us. I'm not going to debase myself by playing a game of trivia, not in front of the speaker. I thought so. To answer your question, we did catch a whiff right around here and another near her house. Haven't picked up anything around town since then. Let's hope those creatures haven't already gotten to her. That's rude to dogs.
I
That
agree.
bottom one. Of course,
I
the bottom
agree.
ones are usually the rooted.
Yeah. Can you help us find her? You've got better noses for this sort of thing than we do.
I'm afraid we won't be making any excursions into the forest until those creatures are long gone. We've lost enough already. We don't need any more of the local pets to go missing. What about Gretchen, Scraps? If her person's in trouble, helping out is the least we can do to honor her memory. Fair enough. We'll see what we can do. We'll keep our noses to the ground and let you know if we find anything.
Here we go. Here's the one I was looking for. Let's see here.
You're the speaker. You don't count as human eyes.
I understand you intend to ignore this problem until it creeps up and bites you on the behind. To paraphrase the thing from Jaws. But Mr. Mayor, you should listen to Jay-Z and Scraps on this one. There won't be anarchy in the streets to worry about if every animal in town is taken by the ditchlings.
Your opinion is noted, but I've been mayor for over 14 years. I know what I'm doing.
That's a long-lived dog. Oh, there we go.
There it is. That's 14 dog years, Jimmy. If you're not gonna help, the least you could do is not sniff up the speaker's ass. I suppose you were right, Daisy. This was a waste of time, but I needed to hear it with my own ears before I could really believe it. I'll save the I told you so. No, that went British.
The I told you so.
Maybe Daisy is British, why not? I'll save the I told you so for later. Let's go rally the others. This town won't save itself.
Most important decision we've made. Mobilize the dog army.
Yeah. And if you don't save the library, you actually get to see them save Pixel.
Aww. You and the dogs exit the mayor's office and close the door behind you. They quickly turn a corner and vanish from your line of sight. You find Kanika and Avery waiting for you in the lobby. I took a peek in there. You just had a full-on conversation with those dogs. It is so weird when you do that. Because it raises the question, do you speak normally and they just understand you? Or do you bark and they understand you?
Unclear, actually.
Weird or cool?
Oh, no. Actually made clear just here.
Yeah. I wish I could hear the other side of the conversation. It seems like there's a whole dog culture in this town that I've been missing out on. Knowing dogs are capable of carrying a full conversation is going to make being a veterinarian really weird. You'll just have to hire Charlie as a translator. You'd be the best vet in the country with someone like that on your staff. Yeah, it raises an excellent point. With your ability, why didn't you go into veterinary science? I guess the scar must be in the back. I know that's where I'd be if I finally managed to unhaunt my house. I've always been surprised at how unsupervised this place is. Sometimes it feels like anyone could just walk in and do whatever they wanted. Like what? Steal books? I mean, they could, right? Not saying anyone would. Just saying that people in this town trust each other. A lot. It's nice. Let's go find Oscar. You make your way back toward the annex. It feels strange to be back here in the light of day, as if the events of the previous evening were all just a terrible dream. This hallway really takes me back. It feels like it was only yesterday that we were last here, blissfully unaware that our entire lives are about to change forever. It was only yesterday. I know. Kanika knocks on the door. Ah, good morning. It is good to see all of you. Please, come on in.
You're doing really great, Rosalina. Not a lot of kids your age can take shots that well, and you're being so brave. You don't have to talk to me like I'm 5. But you are brave. You really are, Rosalina. You're, like, so badass. You're cute.
Mm-hmm.
Alexis is right. This is more than most people have to deal with in their whole lives, and here you are taking it like a champ.
Dr. Kelly's kind demeanor vanishes as she turns and glares at you. I just want to point out something. This might be the most different fabric patterns we've had on screen at one time, because we've got this sort of floral, almost paisley type deal. We've got one plaid, we've got two plaid, we've got argyle, and then we've got this pattern here as well.
The lacy lace. The flowery lace.
Yes, the floral lace.
It's fair, yeah. A lot of patterns. Oh, I see we have visitors.
How is she, Doc?
She can tell us herself. What do you say, Rosalina? How are you?
I mean, on the one hand, yes, she can, but she's not a medical expert. Anyway.
Tired. My leg hurts a lot, but the medicine is helping, so it's not so bad now. Plus, I got to lie down in an actual bed last night, and you have no idea how good that felt. Thanks, Charlie. I can't believe you got any sleep last night after all that ghost stuff. I just sat on the couch with all the lights on. I don't think I slept at all. I really needed some rest after, the hospital and my foot.
This was the Alexis experience is the one that I sent you the animation from Gravity Falls, where Wendy's just like, well, that was traumatizing. Now yeah, exactly. I'm gonna go home, stare at a wall, and rethink everything.
Yep, that seems to have been Alexis' experience. Your body is desperately trying to get you to rest. All that activity yesterday was pretty brutal on your injury. It's never going to stop hurting if you keep pushing yourself. So, what are you not going to do today? Anything? That's right. You're staying right here. No walking around, no investigating haunted houses. Sorry, Dr. Kelly. I should have been better at stopping her.
I take full responsibility. As her father, I should have.
No need for anyone to step in and take the blame for anything. It's the hospital's fault for sending her home at all. It's gross negligence, if you ask me.
So just comment. I'm realizing now it's just like.
Curse.
Well, sure, but it's hard to explain that to a doctor. But even Dr. Kelly, that lamp takes me back to college. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. But give it some time and then you can do all the activities you want. All right, Rosalina?
Oh, right. It took me a second to be like, Charlie, what? And I'm like, no, that's the other Charlie.
The other Charlie.
Have any of you seen Stella since last night?
Not since dinner.
She hasn't gotten in touch with any of you? No, we have no idea where she's gone. That's not good. I haven't seen her since she ran off last night. I feel terrible. I should have done a better job warning her. Stella was practically banging down your door trying to get evidence of ghosts. I don't think you were going to be able to stop her. There was no way you could have known how she would react when she found it. I don't even think she knew how she'd react. And besides, you didn't know how bad it was going to get. You can't blame yourself for everything, man. I know you probably feel like it's your responsibility to make sure everyone around you is okay, but sometimes that's just not going to be possible. You're only one guy.
Good advice.
Hard to follow. Anyway, that's what Rosalina's always saying. He gets me. I suppose I do apologize more than I should. He gets me.
You really do. I know, I was thinking that a bit.
Anyway, oh, that's interesting. Was this option there before? This feels new.
I'm not sure, actually.
Well, I guess the last time I did this, Rosalina wasn't injured.
I
so.
played it. Oh yeah, you probably didn't have the option because of that. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think anything in chapter 4 got changed, so I think that this was probably there, but only for some runs.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, while we can, why not warn her about the stone carvings, especially the one in the clinic? Uh,
Yeah.
we found something in Oscar's house last night, a stone carving that gave me and Tabitha a vision about what had happened here. There was one in the mines the other night, too. Both of them had a sort of pull on me, and I felt that same pull when I was looking at that weird door in your house. Whatever they are, there's something like them in your clinic. I felt it last night. There we go.
Yeah.
Would you mind if we looked into it? There's no option to say, is there one of those carvings there, though, I notice.
Yeah, but she also is like, I have no idea what you're talking about. There's some context somewhere where I was able to ask her that, and she had no idea.
Yeah. Well, I'll ask, have you noticed anything weird at the clinic? Here we go.
No, it's just an old building. It has a lot of history, but that doesn't mean it's haunted or that anything supernatural is going on. I understand that there have been some strange events in Scarlet Hollow this week, but despite what your funny feeling might suggest, the clinic is safe.
But if something does happen in the clinic, aren't you worried about Reese? If it's anything like what happened to us last night.
None of you have to concern yourselves with my son's health. I know how to take care of him, even in a supposed ghost emergency or whatever it is you're worried about.
Jesus Christ!
Oh yeah. You can be really confrontational.
You remain silent.
So, you've got your meds, you've got your nest of pillows, a helpful friend by your side, and a cat to keep you company. Seems like you're all set. Make sure you do a whole lot of nothing today. I will. Bye, Dr. Kelly.
Yes, thanks again for coming down to see us, Joan.
Not a problem. I'd much rather she stay put than have to get in and out of cars. I'll call later today to see how things are going. Hope the rest of the week is less eventful for the both of you. Goodbye, Rosalina. Make sure you stay put and keep Pixel company, okay? Don't worry, Doc. I keep her warm. I'm helping.
Good cat. Dr. Kelly's features harden once again as she steps toward the door. And then she pushes past you to leave Oscar's house. We'll let you kids have some space. Alexis, why don't you figure out a restful activity for you and Rosalina?
Will do, Mr. Gutierrez. I brought some video games and puzzles from my house and some movies, too. Whatever you want to do, Rosalina.
Oscar ushers you back down to the library. Yes, Leah's correct. Kitty purrs can cure. It's important. It's science. What's up? Is everything okay? Yes, everything is fine, or at least much better than yesterday. I can't thank you all enough. I'd like to be as helpful as I can from here on out. Not that our little situation is dealt with. Oh, sorry. Now that our little situation is dealt with, I finally have time to dig into the town archives. Our house was haunted because someone was murdered there. The mine collapse the other night was the site of a mass grave. With enough research, maybe we'll be able to get a step ahead of the next crisis. Maybe we can actually preempt it. That is, assuming there is going to be a next crisis. But something tells me we aren't in the clear yet. We should compare notes. Not that I have any to start with, but if you know anything that might narrow down my research, it could save me a lot of time. I don't think we actually know that much more than you do, but I've got some hunches. I can't help but feel like there must be some sort of inciting event since everything started getting weird seemingly overnight. What that inciting event was, or where to start looking for it, I have no idea, but it's something to keep in mind. Avery stares at you. I mean, it's obvious, right? Things always started happening once Charlie got here. Kanika shoots Avery a glare. No, we are not throwing Charlie under the bus. What? There's nothing wrong with being a magical catalyst. Sure, there's probably nothing wrong with someone being a magical catalyst, but there's definitely something wrong with saying someone's a magical catalyst. Is it? Whatever. If people get the wrong idea,
It's
we're
this
only...
part.
What's that?
It's this part is what she means, really.
Yeah. If people get the wrong idea, we're only a couple of steps away from the whole town deciding to shaw them. Nobody's gonna drag Charlie into a witch hunt on my watch. I like to think we've outgrown the days of running people out of town on rails. Or at least that we know who to do it to now. I'd rather play it safe. Don't worry, it's not like I'm gonna run around telling everyone that Charlie imagined a bunch of terrible disasters into existence. But if there's a catalyst for all of this, why wouldn't it be a lost Scarlet finally coming home to Scarlet Hollow? If I may, Charlie getting into town isn't the only major event that's happened lately. Perlan died over a week ago, and those creatures in the woods were already reproducing by the time they arrived. It's a good point. And not to mention, I started seeing things in our house before Perlan passed. I think. I never thought to make a note of exactly when the spirit made itself known. If there is a root cause for all of this, hopefully there is a way to put the genie back in its bottle. Interesting notion that Perlan dying is a symptom rather than a cause.
Could be.
I'm going to do my best to find out if there have been any similar events, and whether there is anything special about Scarlet Hollow that might explain what is going on. Those carvings I warned Dr. Kelly about are important, I'm sure. I just don't know how yet. To think there was something like that under my house all this time, and to think someone must have put it there. But who? And there was one in the mines, if you are right. And there's one in the clinic. Maybe that's what we should be focusing on right now. How many of these things are there? If we are lucky, maybe just those 3, but I'd rather not count on it. Why don't we go down to the basement and take a closer look at the seal that's there? The ghost isn't around anymore, so there's no harm in it, right? I personally would rather not go back into that creepy basement, but that thing has to be the most solid lead we have at this point, right? Not a chance. I know the ghost is probably gone for good, but that thing is evil, and if there is even the slightest chance that going back down there triggers something, it's not worth disturbing. At least not until we know more. But what if this is our only chance that my daughter's safety comes first right now? We finally have our house back, and I'm not taking any risks until we know what we are dealing with.
Yeah, the only way you get to go back in and look at it is if Rosalina is not injured.
Right. There's that thing in the clinic I mentioned, that pole. I wish Dr. Keller were taking this as seriously as she should. Oscar, what did you tell her about last night? She didn't bat an eye at anything Charlie said about the supernatural. She mostly just got defensive. Does she know how bad it was? I told her everything. She seemed to believe me, but who knows? Maybe she was just being polite in front of Rosalina. Maybe the whole time I was ranting, she was actually just nodding along, thinking I'd had a psychotic break. I don't know. She didn't seem to care about putting on a show for Rosalina once we showed up. I'll make sure to shoot Reese a warning text. He at least deserves to know something might happen. Jeez,
Good
man.
options there. Sure, it'll be fine. It's fine.
Reese mentioned a movie night, right? It's the perfect cover for an investigation. Who knows if that'd fly with Dr. Kelly, though. After last night, I'm pretty sure she's not going to let us anywhere near her house. She's the only doctor in town. She can't just ban people from the clinic, right? I don't think so, but hopefully nobody gets sick or hurt enough to justify a visit over the next couple of days. If we're going to investigate the clinic, I think we're going to have to break in. Whoa, that is unexpected coming from you. It's what Stella would do, and she'd been there for, and she's been 3 for 3 this week when it comes to finding spooky stuff. She's also been 3 for 3 when it comes to finding her way into mortal peril. This is why we have to find her as soon as possible. It shouldn't fall on me to suggest we do something dangerous. I'm terrible at selling it. It's not that I don't think we should figure out what's going on there. We just need to be cautious about what we do next. We don't want anyone to get attacked or possessed by any more ghosts, even if it is to help a friend. I don't know if we have time to play it safe. Just give me a day or two to do some research before you do anything rash, okay? I think Sybil knows more than she's letting on. She wants me to come talk to her today. My mom? But she's always been such a crystals and herbs kind of lady. Not like someone who actually knows about supernatural stuff. Still, she did seem really calm and confident last night. Weirdly so. I hate this. She did seem strange last night. She kept shutting down the conversation like she was rushing us all along, trying not to let us linger on the supernatural long enough to reach any conclusions. Still, I'm inclined to agree with Kanika here. If she does know something, why would she be hiding it? I would be interested to know exactly what she intends to tell you that couldn't be discussed in front of the rest of us. Sounds like you've got something to work on now. We should get back to looking for Stella. I do. Thank you for the lead, Charlie. See you around, Oscar. Let us know what you find. I will. You pause before leaving, your eyes lingering for a moment. If there's anything else you'd like to say to Oscar, you should say it now before you leave. Ho ho!
Oh, you can talk to him in private.
Oscar, could I talk to you in private for a minute? In private? Sure, I can spare a minute. Is there a nice secluded spot around the corner? Have fun being secretive, you two. We'll just hang back here until we're not listening at all. Promise. Wink!
Well, you know Kanika won't, at least.
You follow Oscar to a
Probably
quiet
will,
space
though.
by the edge of the woods. Is there something wrong? Or
This is the romance bit. Well, I mean, it did say flirt.
this is adorable. This isn't the time for words. Reach out to him and hold him tight.
Dude could use a hug. That is for dang sure.
The world has been falling apart around you and Oscar since the moment you've met, and you only have so many more days before the bus rolls into town to ferry you back to the real world. You reach forward and pull Oscar into your arms. He doesn't hesitate before reciprocating, the two of you wrapping each other in a warm, comforting embrace. He smells wonderful, like coffee and wool, the fabric of his sweater soft against your face. You can feel how strong he is, his hefty arms drawing you in, pressing you against his broad chest. You melt into him, feeling small and protected.
That's cute.
Neither of you pull away, and the beautiful moment lasts just long enough that both of you know it's more than just a hug between friends. But finally, like all things, it does end, and Oscar lets go, his hands lingering on the small of your back for a second too long, reluctant to fully separate from you. But he straightens up, arms returning to his sides. His voice is lighthearted, and you can see a slight blush in his cheeks as he readjusts his glasses. Was that you comforting me, or me comforting you?
A little bit of both, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, both, of course. It's been a long week, and I think we could all use a little comfort from the people we care about. So you care about me? Oscar's pink cheeks blossom into a blustery red. I care about you too, and you're right, I needed that. It's funny, we have spent so little time together, but we've somehow managed to leave a permanent mark on each other's lives. You followed my daughter into the pit of a collapsing mine to help her save her friends. Oscar pauses, pulling back his glasses to wipe a tear from his eyes. She's going to struggle physically for the rest of her life, and while I wish I could have stopped that from happening, she is alive. You're probably the only reason that is true. And then, last night, you were tormented and trapped in a hell dimension because of something you didn't even know happened, that you had nothing to do with, all because I couldn't handle it on my own. But you got our house back. That ghost scared me so bad I thought I took my daughter and ran, and you just stood up and yelled it into submission.
You did.
I haven't been able to stop thinking about you. You're the kind of person I want to be.
Want to be with. Sometimes they're the same, but pretty close.
It's a Venn diagram. Dialogue options marked romance. We'll start a romantic arc with the character you're talking to, and we'll lock you out of romantic arcs with other characters.
Yeah, they don't have the polyamory arc.
Yeah.
Kind of would be difficult to code with everything else they're doing, so fair.
A lot of different romance options here.
Yeah. I like that there's different levels.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is a dating sim. And I got the Oscar Romance achievement, and it was a rare achievement apparently. So clearly, other people have no taste.
Well, clearly.
Yes, indeed. Puga's back in the chat to say "Daddy Romance." Nice, good. We should go.
He does look like he stepped out of Dream Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'm pretty sure I've got his traits pinned down.
Does this game predate
Dream
Daddy?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
Okay.
But every character has 2 traits.
Mm-hmm.
And I am now pretty sure, and I probably could have guessed it just from his physique, but book smart and
powerful build. Makes sense.
Yeah. With the way that embrace was described, I'm pretty sure of it now.
Mm-hmm. We should go on an actual date. Get to know each other better, because I feel the same way about you. I couldn't agree more. Now probably isn't the best time with Stella missing, but maybe tomorrow we could go on a date and actually get to know each other. Dream Daddy was 2017. Aww. Okay, so it predated Scarlet Hollow by like what, a year? Something like that?
Well, I mean, it might have been in development around the same time, though.
Mm-hmm. I better get back to my daughter, then you better get back to looking for Stella. But tomorrow. He pulls out a scrap of paper and scribbles something on it before handing it to you. Here's my number. Text me anytime. I'll be around. And assuming things have settled down a bit, maybe we can grab coffee at the diner and actually get to know each other. Aww.
I really hope that there's a space in the next chapter for a date night with, like, whoever your romance option is.
And hopefully by then I'll have found something that can help with... and hopefully by then I'll have found something that can help with this whole town-wide mystery situation. Oscar leaves and you rejoin Kanika and Avery outside of the library. You look happy. I'm glad you and Oscar had the chance to talk about things. Let's stay focused, though. We still have to find our friend.
I like that they're both smiling at you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
They're both like, aww.
We're at 7:05 p.m. and we still have a bunch more places to check out, so I think this is a good save point.
I agree. I was going to suggest that when we got to the end of this, if you hadn't.
Indeed. Okay. So we'll have to decide which one to do next, and then we will take it from there. Again, chapter 4 is, they get longer as they go, right? So.
Oh yeah. Well, and I figure we'll finish up the rest of the places to go next time, and then probably another. So I imagine next week will be the rest of the places to go, maybe Tea with Sybil, and then the week after that, if we didn't do Tea with Sybil, will probably be Tea with Sybil and the first part of the clinic. And then I recommend the last part of the clinic as its own.
Almost certainly. But yes, okay, good. So we got all that squared away. Let's see here. Bear with me for just a second, folks. I don't know if we're going to have a show next week because I don't know if I'll be available. What about you?
I am not.
Okay. So
I'm going to be driving back from Vermont.
Okay, so then in that case... If there is a game next week, it'll be more UFO 50, but it's unlikely that there will be because I may have a schedule conflict anyway. So, but again, I'll let people know.
But I think I'm available the week after that.
Cool.
So.
Right on. So hopefully then. Okay. Well, in that case, let's go to the main
Oh
menu.
no, I'm totally not. I'm seeing a show and then it's the Tony Awards.
Oh,
So
dang,
maybe the
okay.
week after that.
Okay, yeah, so then we'll probably do in 2 weeks UFL 50 or another spooky game. And then when you're back, we'll come back to this. All right.
I'll let you know.
Sounds good. Okay, so thank you to Leah. Thank you to Artemisia. Thank you to Pukara. All of you, thank you for watching in real time. Thank you to anybody who later watches on the VOD. And a very big special thank you to Hana Pengu for being my co-voice on this. So, all right. Until next time, whenever that may be, good night out there, whatever you are.